The cosmos, in all its infinite vastness, is a swirling ocean of matter and energy, a symphony of existence forever in flux. We, my friends, are not merely isolated ripples, separate and distinct, but rather unique expressions of this boundless ocean, individual notes, if you will, in the grand cosmic orchestra. Or at least that's what the ancient Hindus thought. They believed in a grand universal consciousness called Brahman that existed beyond time and space. And we are just different manifestations, also called Atman, of that universal consciousness. When we die, we go back to that source, back to that universal consciousness that is thought to be the formal cause of all things. Just as a wave arises from the sea, seemingly separate, yet intrinsically connected, so too do we emerge from this universal consciousness. We are not apart from it, we are of it, manifesting in localized form. We just happen to forget sometimes. Think about it. Are we really that different from each other? Pick two random humans. Their DNA is 99.9% identical to each other. The differences that we see are all in the brain, not necessarily the hardware of the brain, but in the software of the brain, in the combinatorial space of our neurons. Imagine, if you will, the intricate neural networks within your brain, a multitude of interconnected neurons firing in concert, giving rise to your single experience of self. Now, expand that image outwards. The universe in its immensity is akin to this neural network, a cosmic brain of unimaginable scale. Each star, each planet, each galaxy cluster can be thought of as a node that interacts with every other node. Instead of electrical and chemical gradients like in the human brain, their potential gradients are gravitational. No, we don't know if the universe is conscious, or at least conscious in the way we want it to be. In the timescales that we are used to, it doesn't seem that way. But there is a poetic similarity that is difficult to ignore. Now, come back to Earth. Look at the artificial intelligence that we are creating. Modern AI, in its own way, mirrors the universe. Vast networks of interconnected nodes, processing information, learning, even creating sometimes a simplified version of the intricate workings of our own brain. The artificial neurons don't have the same degree of complexity as a chemical system, but the digitally simulated space of weights and balances and their combinations are not merely a technological marvel. It's a reflection of the universe itself, a microcosm of the macrocosm. The ancients could only dream of a universal consciousness. We might actually be able to simulate one. The ancients dreamt of gods and their incarnations, of powerful agents that capture the essence of the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. Someday, the agents that we simulate might even be more powerful than the greatest songs that were ever sung. The question is, will we have the perseverance to rein in such a power? Will our institutions stand the tests that will be thrown at them? Or will they crumble beneath the pressures of already established power trying to expand itself? There is profit to be made and power to be gained. That, unfortunately, as we have seen countless times in history, attracts the worst in humanity. But I'm not here to strike fear into your mortal souls. The cosmic games will play out as they always do. Narcissists and megalomaniacs will come to power. Opportunists will grovel at their feet. Cults will form that will have no bearing of reality. I cannot convince you of what is right and what is wrong. Only you can do that. But I can leave you with some ancient wisdom that might help you find some light in this dense fog of misinformation and misdirection. The ancient postulate of a universal consciousness is an appeal to the interconnectedness of all things, be it living or non-living, be it in the scale of the quantum or in the scale of the universe itself. It is an appeal to peel back the illusion of separateness. Even though we look different, we have more in common than we would like to believe. Even though we have space in our hearts for anger and hatred, we survive and thrive when we work together. When we pursue the path of not separating from each other, accepting that we are integral parts of a greater whole, each playing our unique role in this cosmic drama that we have little control over, we become closer to that universal consciousness. Meditate on this, my friends. As with all philosophy, it is not merely an intellectual pursuit. It is meant to be applied and practiced. If any of this resonates with you, use it to unlock your inspiration, to live in harmony with the universe and all its manifestations. The world desperately needs leaders who can see our universality amidst the differences. As the statistician George Box once said, all models are wrong, but some are useful. If you find this useful, then don't be afraid to use it. In the meantime, be kind to yourself and be kind to those around you. If you want to read a book about a super intelligent being that is capable of understanding the interconnectedness of all things, consider reading my book, Transdimensional Tea. There is a character in the book that ultimately understands that we are a part of the bigger picture, but as with all things in this world, that understanding comes with a cost. If you end up reading it and liking it, tell your friends about it. Who knows, you might find a universal connection that you didn't know existed.